Hello and welcome to English with Jack, the place where we master the British English language through engaging narratives and real-world contexts. My goal is to help you move beyond simple textbook exercises and start understanding how English is truly spoken in daily life. Today we have a rather tense story titled The Big Mistake. By following the unfortunate events in this tale, you will learn exactly how to use the idiom in hot water and pick up useful vocabulary related to workplace problems and taking responsibility. Let's begin the story. Derek was the head concierge at one of the most prestigious hotels in the city centre. He was a man who took great pride in his appearance, always wearing a perfectly pressed suit and a tie that matched the hotel's colour scheme. For 10 years, Derek had never made a serious error. His colleagues often joked that Derek was more reliable than the lifts, which frequently broke down on busy weekends. He kept his schedule in a small leather diary, and he checked his mobile phone constantly to ensure every guest request was handled immediately. However, even the most organized people can have a terrible day, and Derek was about to face the worst week of his career.
It all started on a Tuesday morning. The hotel lobby was chaotic, with tourists dragging heavy luggage across the marble floor and business people shouting into their phones. Daisy, the hotel manager, walked briskly towards the reception desk. She looked stressed. She called Derek over to a quiet corner near the lift. She told him that a very important diplomat was arriving on Saturday evening. It was a last-minute booking and everything had to be perfect. Daisy handed Derek a file containing the diplomat's specific dietary requirements and room preferences. She told him explicitly that he needed to reserve the royal suite immediately, as another wealthy guest was also inquiring about it. "Leave it to me, Daisy," Derek said confidently. He took the file and placed it on his desk. Just as he reached for the phone to block out the royal suite in the reservation system, a guest approached him, complaining loudly about the temperature of their tea. Derek, ever the professional, stepped away from his desk to resolve the issue. He spent 20 minutes calming the guest down and ordering a fresh pot of tea. By the time he returned to his desk, the phone was ringing, a delivery driver was waiting for a signature, and the file regarding the diplomat had been accidentally covered by a stack of newspapers. In the madness of the moment, the reservation for the royal suite completely slipped his mind. Friday afternoon arrived, bringing with it the usual rush of guests checking in for the weekend. The lobby was buzzing with conversation and the sound of suitcases rolling across the floor. Derek was busy organizing a private tour for a couple who wanted to see the historic castle on the edge of town. Once the couple left the hotel, Derek decided to do a final check on the preparations for the diplomat's arrival the following evening. He reached for his diary to tick off the task, but he suddenly felt a cold knot form in his stomach. He realized he had not received a confirmation email for the royal suite. He frantically moved the stack of newspapers on his desk and found the file exactly where he had left it on Tuesday. His hands shook slightly as he typed the room number into the hotel reservation system. He prayed that the room was still vacant, but the screen displayed a message that made his heart sink. The royal suite had been booked online 2 days ago by Mr. Henderson, a wealthy businessman who stayed at the hotel every autumn. Derek stared at the screen in silence. He immediately picked up the telephone and dialed the reservations department, hoping it was a computer glitch. The reservations manager confirmed the bad news. Mr. Henderson had paid in full and was arriving in 3 hours.
There were no other suites available in the entire hotel because of a large conference taking place in the city centre. Just as Derek put the phone down, Daisy walked out of her office. She looked impeccable and ready to greet the VIP guests. She smiled at Derek and asked if the fruit basket had been placed in the royal suite for the diplomat. Derek knew there was no way to hide the truth. He took a deep breath and explained that he had forgotten to secure the booking and that the room was taken. Daisy's smile vanished instantly. She looked at the computer screen, then back at Derek with a look of pure disbelief. Derek knew immediately that he was in serious trouble. In idiomatic English, we would say that Derek was now effectively in hot water. He had failed to do the one specific task his manager had given him, and the consequences were going to be severe. Daisy told Derek he had exactly 1 hour to fix the mess, or he might lose his position. She was furious, and rightly so. Derek knew that finding another room of that quality in the city centre on a Friday night was impossible. His only option was to speak directly to Mr. Henderson. Derek stood on the pavement outside the main entrance, waiting anxiously for Mr. Henderson's car to arrive. When the black saloon finally pulled up, Derek opened the door and greeted the guest warmly, though his heart was pounding against his ribs. He invited Mr. Henderson for a private drink in the lounge, away from the reception desk, so they could speak quietly.
Derek did not make excuses. He told Mr. Henderson the honest truth. There had been a critical error with the booking system involving an international diplomat. He explained that while the hotel valued Mr. Henderson's loyalty immensely, the situation was delicate. Derek played his final card. He offered to transfer Mr. Henderson to their sister hotel, a boutique establishment just 2 streets away. He promised that the entire weekend, including the room, all meals, and theatre tickets, would be completely free of charge to apologize for the inconvenience. Mr. Henderson thought for a moment, sipping his whiskey. He appreciated Derek's honesty and the offer of a free holiday. He agreed to the change. Derek quickly organized a porter to take Mr. Henderson's luggage to the other hotel. 10 minutes later, the diplomat's entourage arrived, and they were checked into the royal suite without any delay. The crisis was averted. Later that evening, Daisy approached the reception desk. She was no longer shouting, but her expression was stern. She admitted that Derek had solved the problem with great skill, but she reminded him that he had been in hot water and was very lucky to still have his job. Derek nodded solemnly. He opened his diary and wrote a large note to himself, vowing never to let a file get buried under newspapers again.
That brings us to the end of our story. We saw how Derek managed to navigate a very stressful situation with Daisy and Mr. Henderson by taking responsibility for his actions. Notice how we used the idiom "in hot water" to describe the serious trouble Derek was in after making a mistake at work. It is a fantastic phrase to use when someone is in a difficult situation with authority figures due to their own actions. If you enjoyed this story and want to improve your British English further, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next lesson.